Welcome to Lesson 4C of ATCpro. Now it's time to get to what you have been waiting for, to try your hand at controlling airplanes. This lesson will be set up exactly the same as the previous with the computer controllers, only now you are in charge. In the last lesson you learned how to use voice commands. In this lesson you will learn how to use keyboard entered commands and the right-click mouse menu commands. Set up the scenario the same as before on the duty desk. Many of the settings will not have to be changed, but I'll go through them again to double check. For the facility, set to Albuquerque. For weather, should be east flow, wind 080 degrees at 5 knots with few clouds. For traffic, departures, set commercial to 100%, everything else 0%. Arrivals, all set to 0%. Other, all set to 0%. Position, now set both north and south to user control as before. Time, set from your current time and day to 9:08 Wednesday. When you're ready, click the Begin Your Shift button. When the program finishes loading, go ahead and pause the sim to rearrange the pop-up windows on the scope for our controlling session. On the COM panel, click on the TX cell and RX cell buttons on the first, second, and third rows as before. You can close this window to get it out of the way. On the left side of the scope, you will see the Flight Information Strip window. Resize the window to take up less space by dragging the arrows that appear at the top and bottom of the window. You can move the smaller window to an out-of-the-way location, like over here on the right. In the blue Communications History window on the lower left, you can resize this window too to take up less space in the same way as the strip window by dragging the arrows. Click on the Range button on the DCB bar at the top of the scope. Roll your mouse on top of the button and zoom in until it reads 36, and click to lock it in. Next, click on the Maps button on the DCB. Click on number 14, ZAB-SEC, to see the center controller airspace boundaries and frequencies. Next, click on the ARRDEP button on the right of the DCB. Click on KABQ. Click on number 309er, Monsanto 2. This is a departure procedure map for a departing aircraft. Click on Done to get back to the scope. I will unpause now to continue with the scenario. You can see a message in red text to press Shift-Enter to begin position relief. I will do this now to hear the briefing.
Albuquerque Airport is VFR, operating east flow. Altimeter is 3022, fully staffed. Runways 8, 1, 2, 3 in use. Okay, your scope.
Notice in the flight plans list on the left side of the scope, the first line shows American 1332. At 16:10 on the system clock, American 1332 will disappear from the flight plan list and appear in a new list of Albuquerque Tower departures. You will next hear the dialogue between American 1332 and the tower as he departs on runway 8.
Albuquerque Tower, American 1332, ready for departure, runway 8.
American 1332, fly heading 180, runway 8, cleared for takeoff.
180, cleared for takeoff, runway 8, American 1332.
American 1332, contact Albuquerque on 123.9.
Albuquerque on 123.9, good day, American 1332. Albuquerque departure, good morning, American 1332, this with you out to 5,900 for 9,000.
Now American 1332's data tag has appeared and we can give the pilot his first commands. I will pause the simulation and explain how to give commands using the keyboard. The first command to give is radar contact. You begin by typing the pound or number sign followed by the aircraft call sign, then a space, then type Romeo Tango and press Enter. Note that you can right-click on the November of the data tag and the number sign, and the call sign will be entered for you. Then you can type the rest of the command. You may find some of the mouse menu buttons offer shortcuts for the commands you need. When using them, remember to press Enter after the text appears in the preview area. In the case of the departure commands we need for this lesson, you must type in the commands for them to be correct. Now I'll unpause and give the radar contact command and the other remaining commands so you can practice, since the pilot can't respond when the sim is paused. If you can't follow the keyboard commands fast enough, back up this video and replay as much as you want. Okay, here we go. Sim unpaused. Pound Alpha Alpha Lima 1 Tree Tree 2 space Romeo Tango. This is the radar contact command. Press enter.
Roger, American 1332.
Pound Alpha Alpha Lima 1 Tree Tree 2 space Papa Delta, comma, Yankee Uniform Golf Lima Uniform. This is proceed direct to the waypoint Yuglu. Press enter. Pound Alpha Alpha Lima 1 Tree Tree 2 space Juliet Delta, comma, Mike November Zulu November Oscar 2. This is join the Monsanto to departure. Press enter.
Join the Monsanto to departure, American 1332.
That's it for now. Notice now in the flight strip window there is a strip for American 1332 that shows useful information about the flight plan and records the clearances and waypoints given. Watch American 1332 follow the route while climbing. By the time he has reached Yuglu, it is time to give a climb command. I'll enter the command now. Pound Alpha Alpha Lima 1 Tree Tree 2 space Charlie Mike, comma, 20000. This is climb and maintain to 20,000 feet, the exit altitude for the sector. Press enter.
Climbing to flight level 200, American 1332.
The aircraft will turn left at Monsanto and head for the Fat T's waypoint. Once he's past Monsanto, you can start the handoff process to the next controller, in this case Albuquerque Center Sector 94. Let's skip ahead to the next command. To make a handoff to center, you need to type the letter Charlie, and you will see it appear on the preview area on the lower right side of the scope. Then click on the November of the data tag. If it is done correctly, you will see the center sector ID appear in the middle of the data tag's second line. After a minute, the November will change to a Charlie. When center is ready to accept the handoff, the data tag will flash, then the data tag will turn green. This means the center controller has accepted the handoff of American 1332. Let's do the handoff key command now. Type Charlie, then click on the November of the aircraft target. Notice the Charlie 94 in the middle of the second line of the data tag. Then the data tag flashes and turns green. You can now give the pilot the center controller's frequency to change to. In this case, 133.65. The keyboard command is pound Alpha Alpha Lima 1 Tree Tree 2 space Foxtrot Charlie, comma 133.65. The frequency change for the next controller. Press enter.
Albuquerque Center on 133.65, American 1332.
The pilot will read back that he is contacting center, and his data tag will reduce to a Charlie with the altitude of the aircraft when it is fully under the control of the center controller. You are now an official controller of simulated airplanes. Congratulations! I encourage you to watch this lesson a few times, then try it yourself to get some practice and confidence giving keyboard commands to aircraft. You may find it easier to give keyboard commands, but ultimately you will find it more efficient and realistic as well as more fun to learn how to use all voice commands. In the next lesson 5A, I will demonstrate how to control a single arriving aircraft using voice commands. Click the X in the upper right corner of the scope to end the session.